This is the most unique SCOUT Paramotor that we have ever built. It has all the options available that most pilots don't choose. So I want to ask Mo, tell me about your setup.
Yeah, so the enduro cage allows me to run the 140 prop. I have the 17-liter fuel tank instead of the 12, and the hybrid bars for maximum weight shift.
Tell me about the 140 prop. Why did you need it?
It's more efficient for XC flights. It's more power for tandems and for climbing in acro. I can climb to altitude much faster, and in low flying in the cliffs, I can pop up over something a bit faster.
Did you do some measurements on how much more power does it have?
No, just kind of the feel. I've flown a lot of places repetitively, and so I'll fly one prop and then I'll fly the other and go by the seat of the pant feel.
Yeah, most people don't know that 140 is an option for the SCOUT, and it's actually my fault because I didn't publish it on the website, but it's totally doable. I flew mine for 2 years with a Helix, super happy with it. Tell me about the hybrid strap. It's pretty unusual and unique.
Yeah, when I first started flying a SCOUT, I didn't know they were an option, and then when I came across them and tried them, the amount of weight shift that I got out of them was a lot more than the standard bars. For me, doing acro, it's important, and doing low flying, I can turn a lot sharper, keeping my brake range high. Main attraction to the SCOUT in the beginning was the strength of the swing arm attachment to the frame, which is great for me in acro, not necessarily when everything goes right, but maybe when something goes wrong in crossloads, this is the strongest connection by far.
What are the maneuvers that you enjoy the weight shift authority of the hybrid bars?
When I first noticed it was just on a heli. When you go for the heli entry, the amount of weight shift that I could actually use to kick in the heli was noticeable with this setup compared to any of the other bars that I've tried. Is the closest to my acro harness or to a free flight feeling that I got in a paramotor. And another thing is the symmetry of the cockpit in general. The torque compensation is done aerodynamically, which means for doing acro, when torque compensation is not so much of a thing, everything here is just symmetrical like a free flight harness would be. So having offset swing arms or a moved hook in point for me doesn't really work, because it makes the feel off and everything kind of becomes uneven in a free flight setting or in a glide setting.
How about tandems? How do these, they must be horrible for tandems, isn't it?
I mean, personally, I don't mind them at all.
How about cross-country flight? Don't you mind that? Because you have more weight shift authority, but also the glider gives you a lot more feedback. Don't you mind that in cross-country flying, like turbulence?
Absolutely. You get all the feedback from the glider, which I like, because when you're going into turbulence, the glider lets you know you're in turbulence through the feedback. If you have just regular bars, for me, you don't know the amount of turbulence you're in until it's too late. So I prefer to have that feedback so I can brace myself for active piloting sooner, rather than being like, oh, the turbulence isn't so bad, and then it's too late. So I like to feel the air through my seat board, and this is the best feeling of that I get.
So you primarily, as an acro pilot, why do you need a large fuel tank?
This is my go-to motor for every type of flying. It does it all really well. I do a lot of cross-country flying, and for guiding cross-country tours or trainings, it's nice to be able to have more fuel than everyone else. So if I'm bouncing around from pilot to pilot or burning extra fuel flying a faster, smaller glider, I can still fly the same range as somebody with less fuel. And there's no disadvantage to having it. There's no weight. So when I'm doing acro, it doesn't bother me at all that it's there.
Yeah, the only disadvantage is that it's the 12-liter looks a little nicer, but I know we are not here for the haircut. It's a great tool with a larger fuel. It's a great tool with a larger tank. The good news is that we will soon launch an 18-liter fuel tank, larger than this, looks much better than this, and it's hidden behind the pilot, so it's going to be a much better option.
That's exciting.
I'm really glad it made you happy.